Action Works Entertainment is proud to present Sittin' on a Tailgate podcast with your host, DJ Big Country.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, do it again.
Get it crunk, Big Country.
I like that.
Get ready. The Hot 20. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is your DJ.
Big Country.
This is your summertime station.
Hey everybody, this is Darren from the Darren Morris Band.
This is Audra McLaughlin from Season 6 of The Voice, Team Blake.
Hey everybody, this is Richard Lewis.
Hey, everybody, we're the Darlings, and you're listening to our good friend Big Country.
Now here we are back in the pines, me and some rowdy friends of mine, sipping on some moonshine now, underneath the full moonlight. My baby just rolled up, looking fine in a pickup truck, and it's gonna be a good time on a hot summer Saturday night. Country is my life, country is the way, that's the way, it's always been the way it's gonna stay. If you wanna go, climb on up inside, we'll be rocking out to Johnny, Hank, and Skinner tonight. Come on now. That's country. Now tomorrow when the sun comes up, we'll be kicking it in the mud. Country folks and jacked up trucks doing their thing. Give it all you got now. If you get stuck, we'll pull you out. Come on down if you want to play. It's trucks going wild in the USA now. Country is my life. Country is the way. That's the way. It's always been the way. It's gonna stay. If you wanna go, climb on up inside. We'll be rocking out to Johnny, Hank, and Skinner tonight. Come on now. That's country. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Coke Ford.
Hey, let me tell you about us country folks. Make our own shine, roll our own smoke, shooting big bucks, jacking up trucks. Hard work, baby, don't need no luck. Plow that ground, going round and round. Taking this party to the edge of town. Gonna cuddle up to a country girl. Show love living in the country world.
Country is my life. Country is the way. That's the way. It's always been the way. It's gonna stay. If you wanna go, climb on up inside. We'll be rocking out to Johnny, Hank, and Skinner tonight. Come on now. That's country. That's country. Yeah. That's country. That's country.
It's another Wednesday night right here at Sitting on the Tailgate. I'm your host, Big Country, and we are talking tonight with the front man for the famous Tobacco Road Band, Mr. Eric Durrance. We're going to be talking to him about 8:30-ish, somewhere around there. So we're going to talk to him about what's going on with him. They were just in Orlando here this past weekend and didn't even let me know. Shame on them. So I'm going to have to talk to him about that because that's just unacceptable, if you ask me. But hey, you know, that's the way it goes. But check out our website. It's at wbcwradio.com. And once you go there, you got a link there on the front page, on the very front page that it logs into. It's got a link that says live music. Or actually, it either says live music or radio station. I can't remember. But anyways, it says, go here to listen for music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That link will send you directly to our radio station site where you can hear music 24 hours a day, every day, right here on WBCW. Let's see here. I'm typing real quick. Let me think here. Let's see. No. Okay. I missed that one. There we go. So today's Wednesday. It's hump day. Weekend's almost here. Of course, I didn't even realize it, but Sunday's Easter. So, yeah, everything is flying fast and moving quick, and before you know it, the end of the year will be here. And but yeah, everything's going by so quick, and it's just I don't know. It's just you wonder. You know, you always should stop and think. And well, let me rephrase that. What's the old saying? You always got to stop and smell the roses. Well, I think they stopped growing roses probably 15 years ago because it seems like ever since then everybody's been on a rat race. And along came faster rats. Or if they weren't faster rats, they just knew how to dig deeper holes or tunnels. But, yeah, so, well, I tell you. But anyways, it's been an eventful day for me. It's been very, to say the least, not educational, but informative. And I got some things done that I needed to do. I also got a chance to talk to some people that I wanted to do, and we're trying to work out a deal. This is the whole reason, I'll give you an explanation. This whole reason why we have the GoFundMe page up is to keep Florida Country Radio on air broadcasting. Now it has come to it that we can actually make this a huge, huge deal, and it's actually a plus that works for us on our side. We have been talking with a local AM station that broadcasts here locally in Orlando. The wattage, I believe it's 1,000 watts on their tower, but they cover a pretty good area. I think 40 square mile radius, which pretty much covers Central Florida. Oh, actually, I should say where the station is located. It covers Central Florida and north up towards like Daytona and up and down the East Coast from Daytona south this way. So that's what we're shooting for, because that right there works in our favor too, because of the events that we do during Bike Week and Biketoberfest. So that's a plus, and it could be a good plus for us too. But we definitely need your help. This station is been in existence since 2000, or not 2000. Let me see here, I believe 1992. They're a group of AM radio stations owned and operated by J&V Communications, located in Central Florida here, and they have been serving the area of Orlando, DeLand, Deltona, and Kissimmee since 1992, but which also reaches north as far as Daytona. and we have an opportunity to actually broadcast with them. We have the reign of the station. We can broadcast from there, but we need sponsors. It takes sponsors. The GoFundMe page, if you want to support us, all you have to do is to go to GoFundMe.com/support Florida-country-radio, I believe. If I think that's right. If you can't find a link, you can always check it out on our Facebook page, which is at Florida or at FL Country Radio. But this is a big plus for us. It's huge. If we can raise the money and get this started, like I said, we got full reign of the station. Florida Country Radio and WBCW Networks will be in charge. We'll be running the station. We'll be firing up the engines, the antennas, the whole 9 yards. And we'll also be broadcasting from right here on Spreaker.com still. So we're actually doing 2 things at the same time. We'll be doing our broadcast on Spreaker through the internet station, and it'll be probably 1 night a week, maybe 2 nights. Depends on how many sponsors we get. We'll actually be broadcasting also on let's see, what is it here again? It's WSDO 1400 AM on the AM station here in Orlando, Central Florida. Excuse me. So that's a plus for us. That's why I say this is a big, big deal. If we can get the funds and raise the money, we can stay on air and make this happen. And we can start doing events. We can start doing shows. We can we can help out our independent artists to be able to come to Florida and have events sponsored by WSDO 1400 and Florida Country Radio, because it's a win-win for everybody, And so, but yeah, please, if you can help, definitely go to our GoFundMe page. It's www.gofundme.com/support-WBCW-Florida-Country-Radio. That's the link. Whatever you can support, our goal is to shoot for $1,200 to start with. Whatever you would like to donate, whatever you can help out would be appreciated. It'll be great. That's what we're hoping for. So, keep our fingers crossed. And that's I don't know what else to say. I'm just I'm dumbfounded. So I don't know. I'm excited. Plus, we're still working with DJ Sandra D from WWOJ, I think, the college station up in New York. She is still coming on board. We're trying to put a few things together in the next couple of weeks, let her get things taken care of, because she just got back from the ACM Awards. She done all the interviews and all that, so she's trying to catch her breath and trying to get back in some kind of routine. So, but we're still working with her on that. Hey, if we get this, if we get up and get going and do this big, huge, we may, we may hire her and bring her down here to Florida and come down and work for us. So yeah, but the possibilities are there. We just need to get sponsors. We would love to get sponsors, and hopefully we can definitely make this happen. But yeah, it's all good. So again, like I said, we're talking to Eric Durrance tonight. He's the frontman for Tobacco Road. Check out their latest single. This one's called I Want to Hear Some STL. I think you'll like it. Right here. Sitting on a tailgate. Wednesday night. Hanging with you.
working my fingers to the bone, yeah. And trying to keep up with this world can wear you down. And right now, I just need a break. Put on a country song. No, I ain't in the mood for no Florida, Georgia line. Yes, I'm Haggard or some Jones do just fine. Yeah, tonight, that's what it's gonna take. I wanna hear some steel, some real songs about my life. I don't need a tailgate, a dirt road, or a girl in a four-wheel drive. So put $1 in the jukebox and take me back in time. There's only one remedy right now for the way I feel. Yeah, I wanna hear some steel. Yeah, there's something about the way she cries that always speaks right to my heart, and slowly erases these old scars in this old bar. Yeah, when life hits too hard, I wanna hear some steel, some real songs about my life. I don't need a tailgate, a dirt road, or a girl in a four-wheel drive. So put $1 in the jukebox and take me back in time. There's only one remedy right now for the way I feel. Yeah, I wanna hear some steel. Yeah, I put on some Whitley, put on some straight, play a little Willie and some wailing too. Only that good old solid gold's gonna do. Yeah, I wanna hear some steel, some real songs about my life. I don't need a tailgate, a dirt road, or a girl in a four-wheel drive. So put $1 in the jukebox and take me back in time. I wanna hear some steel, some real songs about my life. I don't need a tailgate, a dirt road, or a girl in a four-wheel drive. So put $1 in the jukebox and take me back in time. There's only one remedy right now for the way I feel. Yeah, I wanna hear some steel. Oh, I wanna hear some steel.
I want to hear some steel by Mr. Eric Durrance and Tobacco Road Band right here at WBCW, sitting on a tailgate, and we just chilling. We just chilling, hanging out on the tailgate. Ain't that right? All right, do it again.
Get it crunk, big country.
That's right. But, yeah, it's all good. And, big news, big announcement. If you're going to be in the Central Florida area, Florida Country Radio is going to be with, let me think. I'm tongue-tied. I've been talking all day, and now I'm tongue-tied, so I got to figure out what I'm going to say. Let me look at this here real quick. Florida Country Radio is going to be out with Born to Ride magazine that are hosting Leesburg Bike Fest Rally in Wildwood, and this is going to be April 27th through the 30th. Now, Wildwood is a recreational park that is located in Wildwood, which is on US 301. It's probably about 10 minutes from downtown Leesburg. Now, it is a recreational park that is built for Jeeps, motocross, off-road vehicles, four-wheelers, golf carts. It's a big complex to hang out, have fun, and do all kind of craziness. Now, what we're doing in April is we're turning it into Bike Fest Central because we got all kind of stuff planned, and you need to come and check it out. I believe, from what I'm hearing, they've already got campers and motorhomes showing up to to get set up. Of course, that's a little bit early, but I mean that's kind of weird. But they're going to have, like I said, Born to Ride magazine is sponsoring and hosting. I'm going to be out there with the music. We're also going to have live bands out there for the 4 days. But we're going to have the hoop toss. We're going to have the beer keg tossing. We're going to have the beer keg rolling. We're going to have the slow races. We're going to have camping site. It's $20 a person to get in. That's per day. Whether you drive in with a motorhome filled with all kind of stuff, it's still going to be $20 a day. You can't beat that, because I'm telling you right now, everything in downtown Leesburg is already booked, and you're not going to find another place to stay. But what else are they going to have? They're going to have the burnout contest. They're going to have the bite the dog contest. A lot of people, if you ever seen that, it's the girl's on the back of the bike with the guy, and as they're going up underneath it, she tries to sit up and see how much hot dog that she can bite off the string. And they're also going to have motocross racing out there too, being the fact that because that is it's built and designed for motocross sports too. So they're going to have food venues out there, vendors out there. So they're going to have all kinds of stuff out there. They got restrooms out there. They got showers out there. So it's, but like I said, bring your motorhome, bring your camper. $20 per person per day. Whether you drive in with a big, huge motorhome or walk in with a tent, doesn't make a difference. That's still the best deal in town. So you need to check it out. Let's throw in one more song here real quick. This is Eric's original single, and it's called Those Days. Check it out, and we're going to be talking with him right after it.
There's gonna be those days the blue sky's gonna rain. There's gonna be those days there's smoke instead of flames. There's gonna be those days you can't find your way through the door. There's gonna be those days the earth is gonna shake. There's gonna be those days you're caught up in the wake. There's gonna be those days a smile you can't fake anymore. Yeah, there's gonna be those days when things go your way and all of the pieces just fall into place. Just keep on believing my love is with you all the way. But there's gonna be those days. There's gonna be those days you can't find a friend. There's gonna be those days you take one on the chin. There's gonna be those days you wanna start over again. Oh, but there's gonna be those days when things go your way and all of the pieces just fall into place. So keep on believing and all of the pieces just fall into place. Oh, so keep on believing. My love is with you all the way. But there's gonna be those days, those days.
WBCW Wednesday night, sitting on a tailgate, hanging with you. And we're just going to give Eric a few more minutes here because we tried to contact him, and his phone's busy. Oh, guess who it is? Domino's Pizza, can I help you?
Yeah, let me get 2 large with anchovies.
Whatever. Hey, how come you always do this to me, man? Every time I talk to you, you, like, forget. I'm going to have, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get you a hot-looking receptionist. I'm going to get you a hot-looking booking manager, and I'm going to get you a hot-looking road manager.
Yeah.
That way
Well,
you'll at least remember something.
Here's the funny part. There's one real ugly guy that does all that.
Oh, that's the problem right there.
And you're talking to him.
Yeah, I know. Hey, man.
I'm not kidding.
What's going on, buddy?
I'm just sitting here finishing up a mix on a song, trying to get my daughter in bed, and I'm multitasking, man. That's what I do. I'm wearing a lot of hats these days.
Right. Oh, so you're not in the studio.
But,
you're at the house?
Yeah, I got a home studio.
Oh, okay.
And I've been trying to get something turned in for a while that I just haven't been able to finish. And plus, we're working on a new record, which I'm doing all of that.
All right.
Plus, trying to, write songs for Jake and all that crap, man. I mean, it's a great thing. I mean, to be this busy, but it's just definitely mind blowing, you know.
Now, wait a minute. You're writing songs for Jake Owens?
Yeah, I'm writing for him and Universal, which is Universal's his publishing company.
Right. Yeah.
And so between the two of them, I'm writing for all the other artists in Nashville plus Jake, and so Jake kind of hooked that up for me, which was awesome. And so I've just been doing that, man, and just staying busy. I've got a 1-year contract with them, which is over in December. So you can imagine I'm trying to squeeze everything in I can in 12 months. It all ends in December.
I was just going to say, how'd you swing that one? You must have ran into him at a show or something.
No, I've known Jake forever, man. I mean, we go way back before and
you don't bother calling your old buddy old pal. I see how it is. And you were even in Orlando this past weekend and didn't even bother telling me you were coming.
Well, if you don't, I mean, dude. It was all over Facebook.
Dude.
All over Facebook.
No, I had no clue. I had no idea until I saw the picture of the Bud Light stage, and I'm thinking, well, okay, what the hell's he? Well, you're in Winter Garden. Is that for like that festival that they do out there, the Founders Day?
What it is Team. It's a foundation. It's a breast cancer foundation. They're called Team Gina.
Oh, okay.
And they do this big golf tournament every year, and they sell it out. There's about 200 golfers that come in there. And they do that, and then after the golf tournament, they throw a big barbecue concert.
Right.
And we are they've had us 2 years in a row now, which is awesome. And next year, they'll probably switch it up. They're wanting to go a little bigger with a headliner.
Mm-hmm.
And like a big act out of Nashville or something, and then maybe we'll just go open for them. But we've done it twice. It's been really fun. And then the next day, we ended up just picking up a gig on Church Street in Orlando, right there, in front of Harry Buffalo's.
Right. Now, who gave you that gig? Was it Harry Buffalo's or was it one of the radio stations?
Yeah. It was Harry Buffalo's. Yeah, they had a block party, and they had a band that canceled, and we just happened to
be in the neighborhood.
Yeah, so that worked out well. And then Friday night, we had a big a gala that we did here that's another cancer fundraiser. So we do a bunch of stuff with with cancer fundraisers and Shands Hospital, all kinds of different things, breast cancer,
right?
All types of stuff, and it keeps us really busy and involved with the community, which is awesome, you know. So that's what it helps. It's great when you mix that with music because it's all good. Everybody's there everybody's positive. It's a great cause. Everybody's music, it just all goes together.
Right. Well, what we're trying, because we're doing some different things. We're trying too, because we want to get you guys. We want to get you guys here in Florida more than what you are, because independent artists are not in Florida enough. That's the problem. That's what we're trying to change it, because we've actually. I was talking to a producer today. We actually have access to an actual broadcasting station that's here locally that we could be broadcasting on AM radio live anytime we want to. But it's going to take,
cool.
Yeah, but it takes a little bit of change. So we started. I started a GoFundMe page and see what we can't do to get money. But that'd be a plus because right there, if we can get sponsors to help us, that right there would be a plus, because then we can start doing events and doing concerts and having you guys come down here and play, because you guys don't get a chance to get enough down here to Florida, because Florida still doesn't promote independent artists. They're still doing the Jasons and the Lukes and the Brian, and the Erics and stuff like that. And that's what aggravates me. I would love to play Jake Owen's music on our radio, because that would at least keep him going. But I don't know about his record label. I don't know what he's doing. But we got Cowboy Troy, we got Julie Roberts. We got a lot of artists that has been great in the past, but they're trying to keep it going. So, but we don't want to interfere with anything that Jake's doing. I know he's been playing a lot of golf and stuff like that. But if you can, and fishing too. If you could definitely hook that up, man, I will. I will more than come and mow your yard for you while you're gone on your trips or whatever. So.
I try not to ask Jake for too much. It's like one of those things.
Sounds like he's been asking you for a lot with writing all this music.
Well, we go way back together, man. And way before he got big, we hung out and wrote songs together before he went to Nashville, and so we kind of got some old history there. And Jake's always said, "Look, dude, I did a lot. I really did a lot for Jake in the beginning, but Jake's, I've never asked him for anything." Jake said, "Look, one day I'm going to come back and scratch your back," and I said, "Cool. I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to think about it." And it's been 10 years. 10 years later, he called and said, "Hey, dude, I'm finally in a position. I want to help you out. I'm going to call this guy at Universal. They're going to give you a writing publishing deal, and you're going to write songs for everybody." So I said, "Great." And it's a huge challenge, because I live in Florida. All the other writers on their staff live in Nashville. There's thousands of great writers in Nashville. So I'm up against the best in the world here by myself. But luckily I've got a lot of practice.
I still totally believe that you could be anywhere and be able to write your own music and do whatever you need to do, and not necessarily have to, have everybody pile up in the center of Nashville. Because
it's changed, man. And people are leaving left and right. People are leaving Nashville like crazy because.
I know. I knew it was going to happen because with technology nowadays, you don't have to be. Nashville is just a meet and greet place. Pretty much now. You don't have to be there to write music. That's already a given, and that's been proven time and time over.
Yeah.
I'm now if I keep pushing it, maybe cross my fingers, I'll get rich off of it. If I can get them to get rid of corporate Nashville and just have you artists and songwriters produce, manage, market, sell your own music, that way you're getting the money and it's not going to the hands of insurance companies, I call them, But I ain't got nothing against BMI or ASCAP. I don't like the fact what they do. They're like insurance companies, Why should they sit on your money and not give you the money unless you need it for a reason? If anybody tries to copyright your material, so what? Just take them to court and sue them. You don't need BMI or ASCAP to tell you to do that. Come on,
Yeah, the BMI and ASCAP are always going to have their place in the business, and they still do a lot for me.
Right.
They find money for me that I would never find, because they've got, because the more they find, the more they make.
Right.
And so you need them, but you don't, you know, if
Well,
you're going to be if you're trying to be some big rock star, you're going to have to be in Nashville and be on a big label and all that. But I can tell you, for me, I left Nashville in the nick of time when I got back here and started this whole thing. I've been independent for 8 years, and I've made more money in 8 years than I made in 10 years that I was on one of the largest labels in the world.
Right.
And so, you know, I didn't make any money when I was on that label. So,
right.
Any money that I make now is more than I made. But BMI is still great. You still need them. I mean, it's a great place to catalog your music, and they will find money for you. They're not going to do a whole lot more. You know, they're not really going to reach out and create opportunities for you, but it's a good safe house for your songs. The copyright thing, you don't really have to worry about. I mean, you know, as long as you've got the original recording and the timestamp on when it was done, if somebody comes around and does it after you, great, let them do it.
Yeah, well, that's true too.
Now they passed a law where no one needs permission. I could record an Aerosmith song tomorrow and release it, and as long as I paid them, you know, their little part on what if I sold it, as long as I paid them their part, they can't stop me from doing it.
Oh, okay. So you can go and sing the song. You can go and sing it, or you can record. You can sing it, record it, produce it, and redo it. But as long as they get their part in it, or monies or whatever, that's no problem. Okay. Yeah, I figured it's always been like that. But now, how do you do?
It hadn't always been that way. They just passed that law the end of last year, and it's pissed a lot of people off. But it's free game. So if you put a song out on the internet, it's free. I mean, it's this game. Somebody could pick it up the next day and record it and put it out. You really can't stop them.
Right. Oh, even if you got the copyrighted material,
doesn't matter.
So okay, all right. Then tell me this. Why are they still pitching a fit then about internet stations trying to put the music out? Well, I haven't heard too much complaining lately about it anymore, because they've always been they've been wanting to track the listeners and stuff like that of these stations so they can know how much to charge. Why are they giving DJs and internet stations and everybody such a hard time, including Facebook? You know, you can't do a Facebook video if you got somebody else's music in the background playing.
Yeah, I mean, there's different.
Yeah, they just need to make it all one thing. You know,
there's different angles to it. Yeah, and I mean, as far as the internet stations, you know, they don't like internet stations. It's just like, you know, when in XM in Nashville 11, I don't know if you remember when Nashville 11 was out.
Right,
it was really hot. Everybody was on it.
Yep.
We were on it. Florida Georgia Line was on it. All these bands were on it before anybody knew who they were.
Right.
All these bands were on that station, and they had like a top 20 and a top 10 countdown. And all these bands were getting in the top 10. We actually made it in the top 10 right along with several other bands.
You guys have been in my top 20 countdown too last year, so I do the top 20 countdown every year. And this year,
here's what happened. So the band started getting powerful, and the band started booking their own tours.
Right.
And the band started doing their own thing, and the labels in Nashville said, you know, you're not going to do that without us getting a piece of it. They came in and shut the whole thing down overnight, completely took it off the air completely.
See, that's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to get rid of, because that's bullshit. Excuse my French, but that is bullshit, because you guys should be able to do what you need to do to make a living and produce your own music and write it and record it and sell it or whatever. That's your right.
It's all about the money, man.
Right. That's your right. Politics. That's your right, because you guys made that song.
Yeah, but it's politics, it's money, and they're all, you know, trying to keep it going into one pocket, and that's the sad part. They're not going to share it. They never have. They never will. I mean, internet stations are going to do their thing. I think more and more are going to pop up.
Oh yeah. I want to be big as I want to be big as shit, man. I'm telling you, because right now I think I'm the only country radio station in Central Florida that's on the internet, besides our 2 FM stations. I don't think there's any other. Country's not big on music as far as when it comes here to Florida on the internet station or even in radio stations. You got more hip-hop, you got more classic rock, you got more R&B, you got more new wave stuff like that. Country is not very popular, and that's what we need to bring back.
Yeah, everybody's trying to bring it back, but they've had this new audience that they built with all the crossover music, and they built this new audience, which is more, you know, I get it. I mean, it's more people buying music, and that's what they're in the business of doing, is selling music.
Right.
They don't care if it's country, pop, rap, rock, whatever. But, you know, Nashville has opened up a new audience, which is 10 times bigger than the country artists. So why would they go back to the country market when it's 10 times less the benefit?
Right.
I mean,
and then you
so
still,
they're never going to let it come back.
Right, but you still got a lot of people that are bitching and complaining about that too, because
everybody hates it.
I've been hearing. Listen, I've been hearing rumors too, and you could probably tell me this too, being the fact that you're in tight with Nashville. I've been hearing that they're wanting to pull country out of Nashville and move it to Florida because of the fact that they got too much bro country or new country involved. Now, here's what I think. Why do that? Leave the old traditional country in Nashville where it originally started and kick all the other yo-hos out of there and make them move someplace else. That would be the smart thing to do.
Let me tell you what's happened. Nashville's turned into a melting pot. I took a break from there. I didn't go up for a couple years. Mm-hmm. And then when I started working with Jake, I went back up this year for the first time in a long time.
Right.
I went back up there. I went to my old stomping grounds where I used to go, some of the hangouts where I knew some of the songwriters would be, some of the country artists hang out, that kind of thing. I went there. Nobody was there. It was a ghost town. I went, the only people that were there, and no offense to anybody, but it's all hipsters. It's all, I did not see one pair of cowboy boots the entire time I was there. It's totally changed, man. It's all Sam Hunt. It's all gone to Sam Hunt world. I mean, and look, I love Sam Hunt's music. It's amazing. I mean, I like him
too.
But he doesn't need to be in country.
No, he doesn't belong in country. He does not belong in country. And, to me, Florida-Georgia line don't even really need to be there either. Granted, they make good music, but they don't need to be in country.
Yeah, well, at least the guy's got a twang a little bit and vocal, but at least they write about country stuff. I mean, but I mean, I love everybody, man. I mean, but it's just Nashville's not. They're not in the country music business. It's just not.
No, they're not. They're not the way they used to be.
And there's some really good country artists, just like William Michael Moore.
Yep.
An amazing country vocal.
Yep.
But you can see he's struggling.
Oh yeah.
He just had a big hit. He had a big hit.
Yeah, they're all struggling.
But he's struggling. He's not doing.
Well, and
you'll hear him on the radio every 5 minutes like Thomas Rhett.
Right. Well, yeah, and that's another thing too. That's another thing that they're scared to death of internet radio is what's going to do to the FM because of the fact that internet you can play anytime, anywhere, any place. FM is so tight-assed with iHeartMedia and Cox Radio and what's the other ones and stuff like that.
Well, they're told what to play.
Right, exactly. They're told you can turn on your radio in your car, and within an hour's time, you'll hear the same song twice.
Mm-hmm. All that's because there is one guy in California that's programming all the stations. That one guy is in tight with the 4 labels that are still left in Nashville. Those 4 labels are in tight with the publishing companies that are writing for the artists that you hear on the radio. It's all one big chain of it's just one big chain of money. That's all it is.
Is there really one guy in California doing all this shit for the people in Nashville? Or you just metaphoring?
No, that's iHeartRadio and Clear Channel. There's one office, and that office is
in California.
It's trying. You might as well be trying to get in Donald Trump's office.
So because you mean to tell me there's one guy that's telling there's one guy in California that's telling Nashville what to tell their radio stations to play and not to play?
Yeah, because iHeartRadio and Clear Channel
are the same, aren't they?
Yeah, they're the same, and they have nothing to do with Nashville, but they own. They own
a lot of they own a lot of radio stations. A couple here in Orlando.
So if you want to get on iHeartRadio, you got to do what they tell you. They have conglomerate people that sit there and they go, okay. Look at the top 40. They're the same. If you look at who they're with, the labels. There's maybe 4 or 5 different labels. They're all under the same umbrella.
Right.
They're all connected somehow. It's all the dots are connected somehow, which is.
Right.
It's politics, man. The politics are so thick in music.
And up to a couple years ago, iHeartMedia really wasn't that huge. I mean, you would have never thought that they were owning, a bunch of stations. Another one that's been popping up quite a bit last 2 years that I've noticed is Nash FM. Now, I hear that they're getting big too, and see that aggravates piss out of me because I know what they're doing, and they're trying to corner the market. They're trying to make it a monopoly to where we can't do, to where nobody can do anything. That's why they went after the internet.
Yeah.
They wanted to lock down the internet to where nobody could put any kind of music on there or play any music. And then, and then the government stopped right there.
There's only one reason why that is. That's because it gives the artist power.
Right. It does.
And that's what they don't want, because it clouds up the street. It clouds up the stream. It clouds up the rivers for the artists that they're putting through the gate. So it's one big, they're trying to keep the path clear. You got bands like us who are down here, we're doing 150 shows a year, no booking agent, no management, no nothing. We make our own records. We record everything in our house. It costs nothing to make.
Right.
Other than our sweat and blood.
Yep.
We put it out there, and we're getting gigs, and we're getting on stages, and we're getting in front of all these people, and it pisses them off.
Yep. That's why, and I've noticed, too, a lot of the radio stations around Orlando has been locking down all the big venues as far as events because they don't want nobody else coming in and doing their own thing. Like K92 in Orlando, they run Cowboys. They pretty much got Cowboys locked out. Now, what I've heard from this is what I've heard from the DJ at Cowboys, that he actually worked for K92 for a couple of years and then quit because they were screwing him over. But Cowboys dropped K92 and only letting them do so many gigs now. I think they do a couple gigs a month now, but they used to do it every Friday night, just like the Barn in Sanford. Yeah. The Barn in Sanford's the same way. 103.1 The Wolf was in there for a while, and they've stopped doing that. Matter of fact, I think you were the last big group. No, can't say that because the Lax were there the other night. But as far as local artists, you guys were the last big people there that has played at the Barn. Besides the Lax, but as far as anybody else, they're just local artists that are putting their foots in the door,
Yeah, and another thing is it's up to the people to support the bands too, man. When the bands come to town, and people don't really, a lot of people love the line dance and all that, and I get it.
Right.
But some of those venues like the Barn, they're just more set up for line dancing and that kind of stuff. So not everybody comes out to hear live music, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
But, so it's hard for them to pay for the bands. It costs a lot to operate. We have to charge what we charge, but I know a lot of bands play for $500.
Yeah.
$600. And the Barn loves that, or whoever loves that, all these venues. But
you said it right, the Barn loves that.
Well, you know what? They're only going to get so much for that. And you know what's going to happen? It's going to slowly kill the whole thing. And I love those bands, and God bless them. But, I know you got to do what you got to do. But, unfortunately, a lot of them aren't very good, and it kind of kills the vibe for everybody.
Right. Why can't artists? I probably won't be able to say the big artists because they've already made their money and they are already sitting high in the hog. But why can't independent artists just band together and say, we're going to support people, we're going to support our listeners, and to hell with you people in Nashville trying to tell us what to do? Because if you know who Jimmy is from Clark Hill, his record label picked him up a couple years ago when they were out at Daytona Bike Week doing shows when I was out there for me. And now that they picked up Jimmy, I guess from what Jimmy tells me, everybody in the band has dissipated because they didn't want all the band. They just wanted Jimmy. And now Jimmy's locked in with this contract with them. And he's just
got the T-shirt.
Right. And he's just been sitting around doing nothing.
Yep, then they got the T-shirt.
Right.
I'll never sign anything again. And I'll tell you what, if that's the number one thing, man. You've got these a record label's worthless. I'll tell you what, unless they're the 4 big or 5 big names in Nashville, they're not going to get anything done. If they're an independent label, Hail Mary, I'm proud for them. But they're not going to get anywhere with radio unless they've got millions and millions of dollars to blow. And that's what it's going to take.
Right. And that's why I think these artists ought to be.
Don't, well, these artists they're desperate.
Well,
they're
yeah,
tired,
but I mean, no offense against the artists. I know they're out there trying to make money doing gigs and stuff like that. But if they would give the more attention to internet radio stations that are coming on board trying to get their music out, instead of shooting for the stars with these big record labels that don't give two rats ass about what they're doing, they would probably get a lot farther than anything if you think about it.
Well, they got to, because the way the music business works now is, the labels are watching. If you're good enough and you're creating a big enough stir and you got enough fans and you're viral enough, they'll come calling. You don't have to worry about them.
Yeah.
The number one thing that independent artists need to do is focus on their music, their fans, their social media, their shows, booking shows, their live performance, all those things. Forget about the business, because it's like winning the lottery. And you know what I mean?
Right.
You go buy a scratch off and tell me how many times you win. It's like winning the lottery. And so if you build everything strong enough, they'll either one or two things will happen. The labels will come knocking, or you'll be so busy you don't care anymore.
Right. Yeah.
If they do or not.
And I think that's where a lot of them are trying to push to get to, to where they're so busy they're not going to sit back and wait for them to come around.
Well, you just got to create. Here's the key: create. You got to create. You have to be a creator. If you're not a creator, you're going to have a really hard time. You better find a friend that can, because the only thing that's kept us going is the fact that I'm able to write songs and put them out without having any help from big studios and production companies that charge $50, $100 an hour, whatever it is, to record your record. No one can afford that.
Right, yeah.
I mean, is it going to sound like a Jason Aldean record? No. But is it going to be good enough? Is it going to sound great in the headphones? Is people going to dig it? Are you going to have fans? Yes. So, you have to create. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be, good. Right. And with technology today, they can do that. I mean, hell, I've got a whole studio in my bedroom and, on a laptop.
That song that song you did with Colt Ford, that's country. When was that done? Because the first time
old.
That's old. Okay, yeah, because the first time I heard that too. Yeah, but the first time I heard that 2 years ago, I didn't know who you guys was, and I'm thinking, damn, well, I know who Colt Ford was. I said, but who's this that you're playing with? Because it sounds good,
Well, that one went out. No, well, that particular song we did go all out on, and I did have some people come in investment-wise and help me out with that, because that was not a cheap one. But that was one song, and
right.
And if you have an opportunity like that, we had an opportunity with Colt, and that's what kind of brought the money into it. And but if you got an opportunity like that, and you feel like you got a song that could do some damage, then you might want to put a little more money into it. But those are rare. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the last song that we went that far with, as far as going in the studio. And go, and really hiring the best of the best to do the rest of everything else. Was all done in our bedroom,
Yeah, but you got something else too that a lot of artists don't have, is because my philosophy is, and I look at it this way: as an artist, if you're singing and playing music, if you don't sound the same way on your live performances as you do on production or on a CD, you don't need to be doing music, because there's too many artists out there. Yeah, there's too many artists out there, especially with technology today, that they can sound like they're squawking the hens out in the backyard, and then you can mix it and master it and fix it up to where, oh yeah, he sounds like the next best thing. But they sound like crap when they do live shows,
Yeah, you want it to be the other way around. You want it to sound better live.
Exactly. If you can't do a live show, you don't need to be trying to do recording, because we know you suck.
Well, auto-tune's a wonderful thing, and I use it. I use it as a tool. I mean, I sing pretty in key, but also I use auto-tune no matter what on my vocals, just because I like to use it.
Right.
I look at it like wax in a car. It's already kind of shiny, but I like to just put that little extra thing on it. But some people go in there and freaking just.
Oh yeah.
It's just they turn it wide open, and it's like T-Pain.
Exactly. and there's plenty of artists out there that don't. They need to just stop singing or go sing in the shower or something. But
well, there's a lot of great stars out there that can't sing, and there's a lot of great songwriters out there that can sing that will never be heard. And it's just
well, look how long
it took. Of the draw, man.
Yeah, look how long it took Chris Stapleton, and Chris has been writing music for how long now? Almost 15 years.
Yeah, when I was in Nashville, Chris was pitching me songs to sing, put it that way. That's how long he's been doing it. And it's funny because I remember being in Nashville, and I remember people going, man, I was writing songs with these other songwriters, and they were like, man, if I was a label, there's one guy in town that I would sign tomorrow, and that's Chris Stapleton. And I never knew who he was and never thought twice about it. And 10 years later, now he's like the biggest thing ever.
Right.
So they knew what they were talking about.
Yeah. But it's getting them big record labels to actually listen. That's what I don't think. These damn record label companies don't listen. They don't listen to the customers, the people that are listening to the music. They could care less. Their average medium range for customers or listeners is anywhere from 16 or even 15 up to say 23, 24. I'm sure that
they're trying to sell to the kids,
right.
And they don't care about the rest.
Right.
But there's still a lot of people out there. I mean, and we play. We just did, like I said, we did these shows this past weekend, and the one thing I've kind of gotten the habit of doing because we play a couple more kind of traditional country sounding songs, and after we do, I always say, how many people actually miss songs like this on the radio? And there's not one person from front to back, 5,000 people deep, that don't raise their hand and scream.
Oh yeah, right. Oh yeah, I know. And that's what they don't realize. They think that the Loretta Lynn's and the Dolly Partons and the Ricky Skaggs, Merle Haggards, Jerry Reeds are dying off, but they're not, because if you have anybody that has grown up with family that has lived in the woods or sat on the front porch on a weekend Saturday night picking and a grinning, they had listened to the same music as what their parents did, and they like it too. And they're still here, which is us in the, say, late 30s, early 40s, up to 50s, 55s. And we're still going to be here for another 25, 30 years at least.
Well, here's the other thing, too, is, I'm meeting a lot of young kids, and, I'm meeting a lot of, 23-year-old, I call 23-year-old young kid.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm meeting a lot of 21, 22, 23-year-olds that listen to Merle Haggard, Hank, Waylon Jennings, all that stuff, and they love it like it was just yesterday that it came out.
Right.
There's a whole bunch of that going on. People don't realize it, but, they don't listen to Sam Hunt. They don't want to hear that. It's just not who they are. It's not like the music's fine. It's just not who we are.
Right.
It's just not.
Yeah, that's what it should be. That's what it should be about, because it's still here, and you ain't gonna get rid of it.
It's like Nashville tries to get me to write songs like that, and I'm like, I can't write songs like that, man. I came home after that first trip to Nashville. I came home, I bought a freaking boombox, and I'm in my bedroom going, whatever, and I'm like, how do I write this shit, dude? I can't do it. I can't freaking write this stuff. So I threw it away, and I got my acoustic out, and I wrote a freaking country song. And I just turn it in, and I don't care. They can like it or not. I can't mold into something that I'm not, even though that's what they're doing. That's what Nashville's doing. These writers, they're signing, and the writers that are getting publishing deals, they're not country. They're from Chicago. They're from New York. They're from L.A. They're from Boston. They're great lyrists. They're great poets. They're great musicians. Right. They really are.
Yeah.
They're not country. They're not country at all.
Yeah, and the funny thing about it is too is we also got we got a lot of overseas artists that are here on the station. A lot of them from Australia, the UK.
Exactly.
And those guys have been playing real old country songs for years and years. And the funny thing about it is, their number one country music back probably 2 or 3 years ago is the old Johnny Cash, the old Merle Haggard, stuff like that. That was their that's their music. But now Nashville here in the States has invaded over there because they have this one big festival out in Britain every year. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And Miranda's been there already. Luke's been there. Eric's been there. So they're starting to pick up on the new country that's over here. Now, what I just found out the other day, too? It's funny because it kills me. Us as U.S. citizens and artists like you guys are able to go to other countries and play your music and tour and do whatever and not have to worry about a darn thing. If you come from Australia as an artist to come to the United States and do a tour, you got to go through all kind of red tape. You got to have permits. You got to have licensing, the whole 9 yards. I'm thinking, you got to be kidding me. She told me, she said, yeah. She said, that's very true. She says, as an Australian artist, we cannot go any place into your country and try to do a tour, like maybe, a couple states or whatever, without going through a whole crap load of red tape. Plus with the fact that they got...
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, plus with the fact that they got the traveling ban going on right now, too, and that kind of hurts them, too. So that really right there put a kibosh on all the artists that wants to come over to the United States, because a lot of them want to come over here and, do their music in Nashville and whatnot and stuff like that. But, they don't want to deal with the hassle. That's... Well, that blew my mind. I said, I can't believe that, because in Australia, they're one of the toughest ones when it comes to their music, because I'm thinking, I was told that they have, if you're not an Australian artist playing their country music in their country, then you're not really considered an Australian country artist, but yet they'll let Keith Urban come back in there, and they'll let... I don't know what's a couple other ones that has come from there.
Well,
but he's got power.
He puts a lot of asses in seats,
Right? Yeah, exactly. So yeah, but
I mean, my thing is, I really feel like artists should stay home. I mean, go to Nashville if that's your dream. Do whatever. But for me, stay home, make your own music, book your own shows. Go out and play live. Here's the ticket.
Right.
You can record all your stuff and release your records all you want, but if you're not playing live,
right,
you're going to run into a wall. So you have to be able to do. You got to do both. You got to play out, and you got to record, and you got to constantly be putting stuff out. I mean, and it's a full-time job. I mean, so that's
trust me,
a lot of people are up against.
I try to keep up with all y'all's. I got 300 artists here on the station, and I can't even keep up with half y'all's. And it's just me.
Hard.
It's just me. If I had money to pay some people, I could probably get some help in here. But yeah, it's. I know what you. I believe it. But I also.
I mean, I put in 12 to 15 hours a day, and my wife will tell you, and she's angry a lot. But dude, I put in 12, 15 hours a day in that studio in my room in there. It's I call it my little Mad Lab Studios, because when you can't walk in there without stepping on a microphone, a cable, or something.
Right.
But I sit in there 12 hours a day. First thing I do in the morning, I get up, I make a cup of coffee, I write a song. If I think it's good enough, I'll go ahead and lay some drums on it, and then I'll put some guitar on it, and some bass, and some keyboards, and some vocals, and then I'll turn it in. You know what I mean? Or I'll just throw it away and start over. But. I mean, it's a constant, everyday grind doing that to be able to compete and stay relevant, because everything's moving so quickly. The world's moving so fast now that, I mean, there's 5,000 artists.
And you also have the freedom to do that too, because, you're living your music dream, because you're able to do that and not have to work a full-time job like a lot of these artists have to.
Well, it took me, it's been, I'm almost 18 years in.
Yeah.
So, I've got a few of young artists here that are like 22 years old, and they're like, man, how do you do it, man? I don't understand. It's like, brother, I've been doing it longer than you've been alive.
Yep.
So, hopefully when you're my age, you'll be in a bigger house than I've got. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a long road. Just, you gotta, it's a crawl. It ain't a walk,
Right. We need to get you guys down here for Bike Week. because you
Oh, dude, yeah.
well, yeah, because I'm slowly but surely getting them in there because we had 4 artists: Richard Lynch Band, we had Jess Lee from Tampa, Pearl Larkin, she came down and did Bike Week, and Megan Katerina, who's local here that plays at the barn quite a bit. She also got to do Bike Week. So I'm slowly but surely getting them involved into doing more country acts that can do cover band, that can do cover songs and stuff like that. But
you got to do both.
You guys would fit right in because first of all, you come from the same area where all the bands that come down for Bike Week to play. Just about every band that we have that plays at the Cabbage Patch comes from Jacksonville. Because the guy that runs and books all the bands is from Jacksonville. Joe Santana's Kingfish. You ever heard of them?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Joe. Yeah, my buddy Joe. He's the one that books everything for Cabbage Patch. So
I'm surprised we haven't got in there yet. Man, we have a big following in the the biker community loves us because we're a little harder rock and.
Right. Yeah, and I just got, this is my first year. I just got picked up this week for doing Leesburg Bike Fest. So I'm going to be out with with my station for 4 days over in a venue that's an off-road park that's only 10 minutes from downtown, and it's going to be off the wall. We're going to have all kind of events, rides, games, stuff like that. It's going to be a place where bikers can come and camp, bring their RVs or whatever, and hang out. We got live bands there. It's the first year that they're doing it, so hopefully it'll do off real good. Because then that just gives me more swing to say, hey guys, I got these bands that lines up that wants to come in and play, and and you guys are only a couple hours out, so that's what we're shooting for. So.
Well, you just let us know, brother. We'll be there, man.
I'm still
we're
waiting
than ever this year.
I'm still waiting on my 4X shirt though. Yeah,
right?
You thought I forgot about that.
Dude, you know what's so funny is I have no T-shirts. So what I'll do, and I'm going to order some, and I'm just going to order.
Just go to Walmart. Just go to Walmart, get you a 4X T-shirt. Take your face, stick it in the mud outside, wipe your face off with it, stick it in the box, and mail it to me.
That's perfect.
It'd be like a Forrest Gump episode.
That's awesome. But well, cool, man. Well, I appreciate you giving me a holler, dude. I'm gonna jump back in the studio here.
Well, real quick, before you go, tell everybody what you got going on coming up in the next month or two. Tell everybody where they can get your music and plug yourself.
Well, the best thing our schedule is full. Thank God for that. But if you go to tobaccoroadband.com, we have a brand new website. We just launched it last week, and it has all our tour dates, everything on there. We're going to be in South Florida next Friday at the Sugar Sand Festival in Clearwater.
Oh, Clearwater.
In Clearwater, we're playing a concert on the beach, so it's going to be cool. It'll be the first time I've ever actually played on the beach. But
wow.
But yeah, so that'd be cool, man. Just visit our website, tobaccoroadband.com, and then all of our music's on iTunes and every other digital store. We're on Facebook. I do all the Facebook, so if anybody wants to chat about what they heard tonight, hopefully I didn't piss too many people off, but I don't sugarcoat anything anymore, man, because
I don't either. I'm 46 years old, and I look at it this way. If you don't like what I'm saying or doing, hey, just keep on stepping.
It's for your own good.
I got better things to do. But
yeah, it's all for the love, man. I just don't want to see people make the same mistakes that I made. And, if somebody don't tell them, they're not going to know. So, anybody has questions they want to ask me, feel free to hit me up on Facebook and all that stuff. And other than that, man, just everybody support everybody. That's what I say, man, especially in the independent world. Every like on Facebook, every comment, every share, It means a lot to us. You know what I mean? Because those are the things that we're going for.
If we don't, it's going to be a communist country amongst the radio stations, and they're going to control everything. And they're going to end up getting rid of iPods and iPhones and iPlayers, and I'm telling you, it's going to kick us back to the 1950s. That's why they brought record players back, because I'm telling you, we're going to end up going back to doing records and 8-tracks because of all the bull crap we're doing.
Well, if you look at the CMA Awards and all that, there's one little section, and the camera never goes to it, but I've been there and I've seen it, and there's a section, there's a bunch of guys in suits, and you know who that is? It's Apple. And they're sitting there, and believe me, they are taking over.
Well, yeah, so you can thank Taylor Swift for that crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The men, watch out for the Men in Black, for real.
I wonder if I got that song. I have to play that song. But yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because hey, Taylor Swift started all this crap with Apple a couple years ago, and yeah, she just needs to go find another boyfriend to live next door to, So and leave us people alone.
Go watch all you musicians out there. Go watch The Story of Dewey Cox.
Mm-hmm.
And have you seen that movie? I know you've seen it. Walk Hard.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Everybody go watch that movie. It's
right?
really like it's really like that.
Oh yeah. Yep. It is.
You can take my kids, but you can't have my monkey.
Right? You better not say that too loud. Your wife's gonna get mad. Of course, she might be listening.
Yeah, well,
she might be listening to the show and not even know it. You might even know it.
I hear you, brother. Well, hey, man, I appreciate your time, man. God bless you guys for what you do. I'll see you soon, hopefully, man. Just keep in touch, and appreciate the interview. That was awesome.
All right, man. Hang tight. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you soon, bud. All right?
All right, dude. Thank you.
Right. See you. Mr. Eric Durrance. Here's another one of his singles real quick. We'll go ahead and play this, and then we'll close out the show tonight. It's called Damn You Whiskey. Right here. Sitting on a tailgate.
Whiskey, you never let me down. You always come around when I need you the most. And whiskey, you are a good friend. I know I'll see you again when the nights turn cold. And someday you're gonna kill me, but tonight you're gonna heal me. Take away the pain, make the sun shine through the rain. I still can't believe she's gone. Don't you know it's all your fault that I'm here drinking alone, drowning in misery? Damn you, whiskey. Whiskey, you give me wings, put me back on my feet. But in the end I know someday you're gonna kill me, but tonight you're gonna heal me. Take away the pain, make the sun shine through the rain. I still can't believe she's gone. Don't you know it's all your fault that I'm here drinking alone, drowning in misery? Damn you, whiskey. Don't you know it's all your fault that I'm here drinking alone, drowning
WBCW Wednesday night, sitting on a tailgate, hanging with you. That was Eric Durrance's single, Damn You Whiskey. We want to thank everybody tonight for hanging with us here on WBCW Networks. Make sure you go check out our website at WBCWradio.com and go there. There's a button on there, a link that you can click on to hear our music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on our radio station, wherever you're at. So check that out. We got a bunch of stuff happening. Leesburg Bike Fest at the end of the month coming up. I think we got some other stuff that is planned for in the summertime. Don't forget, if you can help out, please, 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 please go to the GoFundMe page to support us so we can make this AM station happen. It would be a big, 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 big plus for us and for you independent artists, because you guys don't get enough play in Central Florida for anybody to know who you are. And with us doing this, this will help big time. It'll be a big, big, big help for you guys, because we definitely want to help you and get your music out there for you, because we love you guys, and we support independent artists. So again, you can go check it out at www.gofundme.com/support-WBCW-Florida-Country-Radio. And like I said, any little donation helps. $5, $10, a couple dollars. But I think our goal is like $1,200. So if you can help, please, 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 please go help if you can. Sunday is Easter. Everybody knows that. So we won't have a show Sunday because of it being Easter, but we're still going to be continuing our month series of Men in Country Music. So next Wednesday, we're going to be talking with Brandon Maddox and seeing what he is up to and finding out what his music's doing and what he's going on. But got a lot of good information, a lot of pointers from Eric Durrance. We want to thank him again for interviewing with us tonight on the show, and all the boys in Tobacco Road Band. I've met them. I've talked to them. Great bunch of guys. So, yeah, and Eric, if you're still listening, call Jake, man. Call Jake. Get me an interview. Just a 10, 15-minute interview. That's all I need. But so anyways, that will be it for tonight. We got a bunch of things happening. DJ Sandra D is going to be doing her own show on certain nights here on WBCW Networks. So we got a lot of things happening. We just got to get it going. So to everybody out there, I'm your host, Big Country. Thanks for joining us tonight. We will see you next Wednesday right here, back here on Sitting on a Tailgate. The Top 20 Countdown will start soon. Make sure you keep watching for that. You'll have 3 categories: Male Vocalist of the Year, Male Entertainer of the Year, Female Entertainer of the Year, and Duo or Group Entertainer of the Year this year for WBCW Florida Country Radio. So make sure you keep watching for that. Until next time, have a good one. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.